Hello.
You're wearing the Pokemon shirt that I love.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my recommendation to keep on your Pokemon shirt.
I'm glad that hopefully the audience will like my Pokemon shirt.
I love Ginkgo. I love it. I love it, and that's all that matters.
Show our nerdy side.
Hi guys, welcome to Tea and Talking. My name is Kelly.
My name is Amy.
And today we're going to talk about us as millennials growing up in the age of technology and how it impacted our lives and our future generations to come.
Yeah.
So, Amy, are you ready for this one? This is a big one. This is pretty exciting.
This was pretty big. Honestly, for us, when we first started out, it was hard for us to figure out because it's such a big topic. And I'm sure that so many people, I'm sure that there's like hundreds of videos out there talking about technology and what they've gone through. And I will just tell you guys straight out that we're 90s kids. And I mean, early 90s kids, not like the later, like not like, hey, I was the 90s kids and like because I was born in 98, like
no, like we were alive before computers were a thing, like personal computers.
Computers, yeah, like
personal computers.
Yeah, PCs.
We were alive before MacBook Pros were invented,
exactly.
and we were alive before cell phones were a thing.
Yeah.
That's actually...
I don't know if that's something to be proud about or what, but it's something that happened.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I just feel old.
Yeah, seriously. I know that we're not that old. We aren't. Like, I get that. Like, honestly, when we talk to our parents about technology, it's like my dad... We got through saying this right
My dad's like, we were farmers back then.
Yeah, right? Like, my dad's like, oh, like, you want to talk about computers? Well, we had a computer that was the size of an entire room, like a living room, you know, that was one computer. Like, okay, all right, we get it.
It's just like so amazing how we went through so many advancements to the point where people are telling us that it's literally aliens that are giving us the technology.
Seriously, I know.
It's like there's no way we could have done so much in such a short period of time, and it's very impressive.
Yes.
We put people on the moon, we made computers, and smaller, we have iPhones.
Yeah, right? Like, back when I was a kid, like, we still had corded phones when we still had, you know what I mean? It was amazing. Like, oh, so much to talk about.
Dial-up internet.
Yeah.
What's good?
The way that we're going to handle this conversation today is, like, before we go off on so many different topics, and I'm sure that we can branch off, we just figured that we would just give 3 examples as to what we thought were just, like, wow moments for us. So before we start, actually, Kelly, why don't you tell us our tea for the day?
All right, today we're going to be having our cold brew. I feel like every single episode now is cold brew, but it's kind of a vibe.
Yeah, because we're having, the past, like, 2 weeks, it's been a warm spell for us in Jersey. I don't know why, like, this week has been, like, 77, and for us, that's pretty warm for fall.
But let's also not pretend that these studio lights aren't killing us, too.
Oh, yeah, studio lights.
So today we're having our rose black tea cold brew in this Hario bottle. I always talk about this Hario glass bottle. It's really good. And we cold brewed, I think, about, like, 10 grams worth, which is 2 servings of rose black tea. And you can get that on goldenlifetea.com. Use code AMY20 for 20% off your first order. And every other order, because we're going to keep this going.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Actually.
So it's a really generous discount now that I think about it.
And, by the way, yeah, we're totally not sponsored. And I feel like in the future we should, because we keep on plugging that in. We like that.
The Hario
bottles. Yeah.
I don't know, it's such a good...
We really aren't sponsored. We just genuinely like the bottle a lot.
I think it's my fault because I was in design and I appreciate good design. Yeah, and sometimes when I see something, I'm just like, nice.
It's a nice design.
Let me plug this forever for
and then
free.
We have our pumpkin pie. So
my half-eaten pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I know. She already started.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. It looks so good under these lights, too. It looks so glossy.
Okay, well, you can start off first because I know that you have a lot, so.
Oh my god, I love technology. Like, we're on YouTube right now just talking about this. It's so cool. Anyway, I'm gonna start geeking out. So the first way that technology impacted my life, the first thing that I remembered was a big pivotal moment, and that was cell phones. I remember that, like, because if you think about it, it's not that, like, big of a deal. Yeah, you have an iPhone, but, yo, you have an iPhone.
No, that was insane. Like I said, we had corded phones back then. Corded phones.
Yeah.
And then it was amazing how you had, like, cordless phones.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
That was cool.
I remember my dad had a beeper. Like, during September 11th, it was a beeper that was, like, everybody notified. It was like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we don't even have landlines anymore. But I just remembered when I was a kid and I had to throw like a birthday party for all of my friends. I had to remember every single friend's phone number, like off the top of my head as a little kid. And
Yep.
I did that. And I never got any of them wrong. And I called every single one of my little friends one by one. And I was inviting them to my birthday party. And they all said yes.
I'm
I don't know. I
surprised you
have to
had
flex
friends,
that.
plural. I had one friend.
That's true. But a lot of them were my neighbors, though.
Oh.
A lot of them were the neighbor kids that went to the same school. And we were just like, yo, we're
No,
just like
that's
a
true.
crew.
Back then we had phone books.
And something that I want to branch off of with the cell phones thing is that now our technology is so advanced that you can lose this. I could literally lose this phone tomorrow and still have all of my things. Because we
True.
have the cloud. So that like brings us into like the cloud and that like whole concept. It was so cool. And I just feel like sometimes with the phones and like the cloud, I always have to keep learning because I don't want to miss out on all this good stuff that like it impacted my life so much. But I feel everything is more convenient and to a point where I can't imagine what my life would be like without this little thing. Yeah. And then you can take a lot of good pictures and you can also take 4K video on an iPhone.
That
I don't
was
know. I think
amazing
that's
to
so
me.
amazing.
Yeah, 4K on a... Just, oh gosh.
Sometimes I feel bad when I'm just like, when I like go out drinking with my friends, I'm like, hello. And then I point and shoot some like random picture and then I bring it back home with me the next morning. It looks so good because of the technology.
It's like when, oh god, we could talk about this all day, like even movies. How, another conversation.
Yeah, but that's super, super cool. Oh, and you can also like, what I think is super random but really hilarious is that nowadays you have no idea how many people are gonna end up with a story of like, oh, I met my future husband swiping on Tinder on the toilet. How romantic and sweet. But that's our technology. Our human connection is so different.
We definitely need to make a video and talking about dating in modern times. Definitely.
And I'm telling you, most of y'all are not doing it right, but it's for a different time.
I know, right?
So, Amy, what is your...
So, maybe, okay, I have to stop eating. Sorry, I'm like chewing down at this pumpkin pie.
It's very impressive.
So,
Cleaning it up.
it was the first time that we experienced AOL Instant Messenger. That was insane to me. I know that you guys, the older generations, I don't know who's watching, whoever's watching it, some of you might be saying like, oh, whatever, it's just Instant Messenger. For us, that was insane.
Mom and Dad.
I remember I was at my aunt's house. She was pretty decent well off in money, and then she was able to afford an old Apple computer. And I'm talking about like back when Apple actually had colors for the, you know what I mean? It was the Macintosh, like, you know what I mean? Old colored. And like the logo design, I mean. And she had said like, oh, go ahead, Amy, like try it out. And I think I was messaging my dad at the time because I think my dad had his work computer, like as in like he was at work at the time. I don't know what happened. I think I was messaging him or someone else. Don't remember who exactly. But anyways, I remember just typing out hello and I sent it. And then I got a message back like 3 minutes later. I was like, oh, what? I am messaging someone in live time. Like, this is amazing. And I know that, like, you guys probably don't need to understand, like, the enthusiasm of it. Like, I remember the pure excitement and the pure, like, wonders feeling. Like, just pure wonder about the world and how I can just message someone. Just send them a little hello through instant messaging. Like, nowadays, people just text every day, single day, like it's nothing.
And now, Amy, you leave people on red.
Yeah, I leave people on red now. Seriously. It's so sad. I will admit that. But
I'm sorry,
back then,
I'm sorry.
It's so
just
true.
so funny.
No, it's so true. So, like, when I look back, and it was just, I remember as a child, like, and, like, my sister was there, my brothers were there, and we were all taking turns, like, just instant messaging, and it was the craziest thing, and I was like, this is amazing. I said hello. Crazy. And by the way, fun fact, I didn't know this, but apparently the very first word that was spoken on the phone, and I could be wrong because I'm going off of memory right now as we speak, I think the first word was hello as well. Like, I'm pretty sure. So I was like, I mimic that. If it is true, I have to look that up now. Please don't destroy me if I got that fact wrong.
Oh, the first word is hello. That's really, I mean, yeah, that's a good first word. Yeah.
Remember actually, oh, whatever.
No, I think I'm just weird because my first word in English was shut up. That was the first thing I ever said.
Yeah, because that's right, you spoke Mandarin first. And now it's the opposite. Now you know more English than you do Mandarin.
I wish my first words were hello world. That would have been so sophisticated. Out of character, though.
Yeah, my sister's first word ever spoken was pizza. Because we watched a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when we were kids.
Is it bad that I thought you were going to say Harry Potter?
Yeah, there wasn't no pizza in Harry Potter.
So I guess the second way that I want to say technology impacted my life was streaming music and shows. I remember back in the day where if you wanted a song in your iPod, you had to purchase it for 99 cents or like whatever, buy an album for $3.99, right? On the Apple Store. Now you can have as much music as you want. You can watch as many shows as you can handle, and you can do all of that for just like payment per month. So now people are discovering so much of our culture. Indie music is able to happen because of this. And a lot of our culture is just getting out there for everyone, and everything is so accessible.
And I just think about the good old days when we used to just put music on LimeWire. You guys probably don't know what LimeWire is, or maybe you guys do. Like, who knows? Yeah. I don't know who's watching right now. Whoever's watching, awesome. Thanks for watching.
I remember getting mad viruses because of LimeWire. It's like the moment that you have a computer.
People don't know viruses until they downloaded LimeWire.
It just seemed like yesterday I got my first computer, and then immediately after it had so many freaking viruses, and we had to take it back to the store because of LimeWire.
Or
so
MySpace.
Who's in your top 8 friends? Oh my god, you didn't put me in your top 8. You're dead to me. I remember those dramas.
Or for all the cool kids that use Zynga.
Oh yeah, all the cool I actually never had one.
I wasn't cool. My sister had Zynga, but
oh yeah, she's cool.
I had MySpace. That was cooler.
Confirmed. Yeah, now it's like Tumblr or some like weird thing like that. No, now it's YouTube.
Yeah, now it's just mainly because Tumblr still is going strong right now. It still is because of all the like fandoms and stuff. But yeah, Tumblr used to be for all the emo kids, and now it's for emo and fandoms.
For the emo fandom.
Emo fandoms.
Yeah, I don't know. That makes sense. Yeah.
Like emo, and then you have like your. It's so funny because you'll have like your supernatural fandoms that go Sherlock fandoms that go with like Doctor Who. It's like everything's connected.
And that ties back into like you're able to stream all of these shows. You can expand your knowledge, and maybe you wouldn't even be able to know what Doctor Who was because you couldn't afford to buy all the episodes. Yeah. So yeah, back in the day, it was very crazy because I remember when we had VHS tapes, I would just watch like the same VHS over and over and over because we couldn't afford to buy as many.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we couldn't afford to buy enough so that I had one new one to watch every day. But now, if I were like 5 years old, I can watch whatever I wanted, and I would watch something new every single day.
Yeah, I actually that's one thing to bring up too is when it came to. So, like she was saying with the VHS. When other kids would talk about all these Disney movies and all these things that was going on, I could not keep up with the conversations because I had like a VHS of The Lion King, that was it. And then a VHS of Lilo and Stitch. And then, you know what I mean? It was like VHS tapes.
I wanted.
Of like maybe a couple. But like to ask me if I watched like Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, like... I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure Lilo and Stitch came after VHS.
No,
I think it was
Lilo and Stitch came out in 2001.
Oh, but, okay.
Or 2002 maybe. I don't know. But still, I'm saying like prior to that, like I remember in elementary school, everyone talking about like, oh my goodness, I love this movie, and they would know all the songs and whatnot, and I'm like, okay, obviously you have more money than me.
Yeah, you're like flexing your pop culture knowledge
because we didn't know these things. It's not like you could stream them. Like the only way that you could keep up with the trends or like keep in the loop with kids is how much money you had because it was what VHS tape you used and like I remember as a kid like with the VHS tapes my cousins would actually steal from me, like they would actually take my VHS tape from me and they're like, oh, I'm just borrowing it. Like it was horrible, but that's what
kids these days will never know. That
they will never
they'll never know that struggle.
Yeah, nowadays they're like, oh, like have you seen this movie on Netflix because my parents are paying for it. I mean, I can't even say anything because I'm not paying for my Netflix, my boyfriend is.
Oh, you're leeching his Netflix?
Yeah, I'm leeching his Netflix.
No, as soon as I dated my boyfriend, I immediately canceled my Netflix and Hulu, and I was just like, hey.
There we go.
Because then we can just share one now. Yeah, and he can use my Amazon Prime.
Yeah, honestly, like we all at this point we just mooch off of each other. But back then, you were the real MVP if you actually let people borrow your VHS tips, because that you were not guaranteed to get it back. Like your video games, all that stuff. If you let someone borrow it, they really trusted you. Going off of that, my second one was the fact that I was amazed at like video game technology. It was honestly,
oh my god,
watching that. Watching that. Okay, so you have to understand that, like in our household, I have 3 older brothers and 2 sisters, and all of us ended up playing video games, especially my 3 brothers. So we grew up with, I mean, like the Super Nintendo. We had the Sega Dreamcast, and then we had our Nintendo 64. We had the original PlayStation, and like just from that point, watching as gaming technology advanced, like I remember being so amazed the fact that we had CDs, not even like the cartridges anymore. We had CDs. Like that was amazing. And then it got even more amazing when GameCube came out with a disc like this tiny, like a small little disc. And it blew my mind after that, because when we had the Game Boy, which was, and like the cartridge was like this big, like it was like this, I don't know how to explain it. It was probably like 2 to 3 inches, you know, big. And then from that, it changed over to about like a little 1 inch, 2 inch little cartridge for the Nintendo DS. And it just kept getting smaller and smaller to the point where now, like when you look at the Switch, it's like a little flat little thing. It's like,
and now you can just download games into your device, so you don't even need the disc anymore.
Yeah, like yes, now you could just download games. But I'm saying like that was amazing. And then same thing with the graphics. Watching the graphics change was phenomenal. I remember it was most recently. Okay, so I think it was around 2015. There was a new Hitman game that came out, and I was watching the E3 trailer for it. I swear, I'm not even kidding. There's this one scene of the Hitman trailer that I thought was a real like live action scene, but it was straight up just graphics.
Like you can see the sweat on their heads.
Yeah, granted, it was like the cinematics, because I know that the video game cuts, the cinematic scenes are always going to be naturally better than actual gameplay, but that was still phenomenally amazing. And then, actually, talking about gameplay, I'm not a huge COD player. I play COD occasionally. I'm honestly terrible at it, but that was amazing when you saw the gameplay of COD and like the sounds of the footsteps, all these crazy things that like the explosions. I'm like, what? Oh my, like I remember like that was the other thing. Oh, actually talking about that, I remember when Final Fantasy X-2 had come out. Final Fantasy X-2. So this is with Yuna, Riku, and Kairi. No, Pain. Oh my gosh, I say Kairi. And I was like, and so it was these 3 girls in the opening scene of Final Fantasy X-2. That blew my mind as well, because I was like, whoa, like they look so real. They look like they're actually at a concert. Like this is insane. And I was like, oh man. So that's what I'm talking about, like video game technology, just watching that advance over the years. And like this happened very, very quickly. That's what I'm saying. This was not like something that took a long time. Like I'm talking about, we had Nintendo cartridges with boxed hands and like graphics and stuff like that, to what we have today when we can just download full-blown games and they're constantly updating, and then you have beautiful graphics.
Oh yeah, the graphics. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't really, I wish I could say more about video games, because I know exactly what you mean. But like when I was young, my parents, they didn't have a lot of money, but also they didn't want me to play video games. So they just never bought me any of these game stations. So the only thing I ever remembered was that I had a PS2. I didn't even have a PS3. And then I had a PS4 and I had nothing. And even when I had the PS2, the games on there were kind of weird. It was just like the Namco arcade games, like the archive.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it's like Pac-Man, like whoop, whoop, whoop. And you don't know, like I had no idea what the graphics were. So I was just playing like Namco, like those arcade games on a PS2, and that's all I knew until I got a PS4 for myself. And computer games, like PC games, of course.
It's so crazy.
And I remember you can rent video games from the library. So that's how I played my first Final Fantasy game, was that I rented a PS2 disc from my library.
I know, honestly, yeah, the VIP during back like in the late 90s, like early 2000s, libraries were amazing.
Oh,
you can download, not download, you can just check out any games that you wanted and you could keep them for a week and just continuously check them out and play them. Technically, the only game system I ever owned during that time in my childhood, I'm saying prior to 18, my parents got me an Xbox 360.
Oh, that's so cool.
That was it. But other than that, and then I got a Game Boy Color. I got a pink Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah, my parents would never buy me a Game Boy, but they bought me a Tamagotchi. They bought me a million Tamagotchis. I was actually pretty trendy back then. I had like a million of those little Tamagotchi creatures.
I only had one of those.
Yeah, but you were a cool kid if you had one. And I was like, Mom, I want to be a cool kid, so she got me like 12 of them, and I was like, that actually did make me pretty cool because I was pretty. You know, people were asking about them. Had a lot of clout because of the Tamagotchis, but I never had a Game Boy because my parents, they just didn't want me to play those games. They wanted me to like play outside, and they wanted me like be in nature and just have a normal childhood.
Yeah.
They just never let me have that. Also, they put all of their money into like their own business at that time, so we really had no money.
Yeah, that would be rough, trying to pay for all that. It is true. Like, gaming in general was expensive. Yeah. But it's one of those things where in our family, it was either family members that would buy us games or, like, they would kind of pitch in to, you know. Anyways, point being is that video gaming was crazy advancement. I can literally talk about an entire video about just that alone, about how that was amazing. But that was one thing that I enjoyed watching.
Love video games. You guys are never going to appreciate how far we've come. Like the newer generation.
Far, yes, we really have.
Oh God, yeah. And you can play like the full graphics on an iPad. That's crazy. I saw some of the racing games on like mobile and iPad and like Fortnite and whatever. You can do that on your phone.
Yeah, I know. Like that's how everything's on your phone now. Like what?
You can play Snake on your phone back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
On your Motorola Razr, you can play that Snake game.
Think about it this way. Like, my dad will even say, because my dad played Pong.
Ooh.
For all y'all who know Pong, like, literally, just tink. And that was that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Or, like, for those who had the Atari, we had an Atari. That's what I'm saying. It was just crazy stuff.
I just feel so left out because when you guys were doing all of that with your N64s, I was playing solitaire on my Dell desktop.
Oh yeah,
I was like, playing solitaire
over
and over. I was really good at it.
Pinball.
Oh, I was playing pinball.
You know, pinball on the computer.
I actually didn't play Minesweeper too much because I was really bad at it and I got butt hurt, but so my last one that really blows my mind, and this is like this is just recently, what really blows my mind is the concept of content creators and social media, how that could be literally somebody's entire career. And I see people, like when I follow people on Instagram, I see some of them, they went from just casual blogging to going to front row and fashion shows and to really like becoming a celebrity, getting into magazines and having their own movies. That's really amazing. And I'm really proud of every single person that was able to just push themselves out into the spotlight with their talent alone. Like, I'm so proud of everyone.
It's like I just want to give a shout out to
Justin Bieber.
Kudos. But like all those people that first started on YouTube, like they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, like, yeah, like let's get comfortable in front of a video and just put myself out in the world knowing that like anything can happen. Like I can get discriminated against, or I can get like looked down on, or people can praise me and praise me for my talents and what I have to give to the world. Because putting yourself out there is real scary. I mean, I don't really mind it, but that's because I already experienced stuff like that. Which you'll understand in a few minutes from now why I don't mind being in the limelight.
Yeah, but that's amazing.
Alright, well, I was actually gonna say you should definitely mention the website, like how the differences between the computer version and the mobile.
Oh yeah, let me tell you guys something really cool. Yeah. This is something really amazing. Responsive websites. Okay, this is like a bonus one. But can you guys just take a minute to appreciate how we went from those 1990s like garbage looking websites?
Yeah, the HTML where
it's literally garbage, and what the geo sites, you know, that like thing?
even think about how you used to use MapQuest. And how you used to print out MapQuest and all that.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I printed so many maps for my mom, and she didn't even know how to read it. She was just like, oh, let's just go in circles.
Use an atlas.
Let's use an atlas.
For all those asking what an atlas is. You're
Google
too
it.
young. Yeah, Google it.
Google it. You got the technology. You got the technology. Come on. But yeah, I mean, okay, so our website, tntalking.com, plug. You guys should really check out the website because not only did I work super hard on it, but it's also really, really amazing. We did it off of Squarespace, and what we have is we have our video. So basically what you're seeing right now is going to be the background of our desktop website. But once you take it on a mobile phone, you can see like a picture that I took. And if you go on the iPad, you see like a picture. Yeah.
So each platform is different. That's what she's trying to explain. Like, it's the same, like when you first go onto our website, it's the same first like home screen, but yet on each platform is different because it fixed itself.
And you don't even have to go on the iPad. You can just go into the corner and shrink the page. And as soon as you shrink the page, the website changes. So I just think that's really, really amazing because I kind of know a little bit about what it takes to code a website. And that is just so incredible. The fact that you have animations within the page and then you have videos within the page and then the video becomes a photo, becomes an icon in the page. I don't know, guys. Yeah. You gotta appreciate the programmers. And yeah, this is why they make so much money. It's talent.
It is talent.
So your next one, Amy.
Okay, so I remember the very first time we had a webcam. It was in 2001, 2002. I think maybe like 2002. So my brother was stationed in Hawaii. He's a Marine. Two of my brothers are Marines. And I'm gonna mention both of them for these very reasons. When he was stationed in Hawaii, we couldn't talk to him that much or that often and stuff, and it was hard to grab him on the phone, especially with the long distance. So he would just say, you know what, like he would send us letters like, try and schedule a time this time, you know, and like we'll try and meet up, and that's what we do. So we would sit in front of our computer waiting and waiting and waiting, and we'd set it up, and then when finally everything was set to go, our family was there, and we would talk through him through this like circle, like this, like, it's not like nowadays where the camera is already inside the computer. Yeah. Like you actually had a little ball of a camera that would go through. And I think they still do, like still have them maybe. But
anyways, totally.
So we were talking to my brother live. Like it was really blurry. It's not even closely related to what it is now. Everything was blurry. It was pixelated and stuff. But it was so amazing to me that I can talk to my brother on video, live streaming, while he's out, I mean like hours, like on the opposite side of the United States. It was just, I have no words to describe that feeling. I remember just as a kid. And it was cool too because I was obsessed with Lilo and Stitch back then. So I remember the conversation of like, he was in Hawaii and he had one of his buddies who was straight native Hawaiian, who was also Marine. And he's like, so Tim was like, oh, Amy, like, why don't you tell him all about about Lilo and Stitch and stuff? And I remember talking to this guy who, you know, I was like, oh, well, like Lilo did this and like Stitch did this. I was like a really little kid, and I would just remember like going off about it to this person. And I think it was like an hour or two long conversation, and I just took over because I just started talking about Lilo and Stitch because I met a guy that was in Hawaii.
So wholesome. That is so wholesome.
I'm pretty sure like the guy thought it was the cutest thing ever because I was just going off like, oh my god, and this happened and this. Like it was great. But it was a way to see my brother that we weren't able to see him. Like he lived there for about like 3 to 4 years. So we barely could see him. So seeing this video time was amazing to us. It really was. I don't think you guys understand, like before Skype and all of that, it was crazy to just live stream videos. And then the second thing that was pretty wild was when my brother Jason was stationed in Iraq. He was a Marine. He was in a combat zone, and we were worried about him. Oh, he did the most ridiculous thing ever. So they had a training session. Oh, actually, no, I should go back. We get a package in the mail, and it was a big package, not like a small little envelope. My parents' heart dropped because we didn't know what happened. They thought that something bad had happened to Jason. And then all of a sudden, like, they open up the package and out slips out the Giving Tree. It was a book by Silverstein, I think. I don't know. I'm blanking at the author's name.
I think it was.
But anyways, The Giving Tree. So out slips this book along with a CD and a note, and it's Jason's handwritten note saying, "Hey, everything's fine. This, you know, USO, like USO, they partnered up with the Marines to send over packages back home to the families to let them know that they're doing okay." So the video started, like, we put the CD in, the video starts, and then we see Jason filled with red all over, and we're like, it looked just like dried blood, and we're like, what just happened? And my mom immediately just starts like tearing up, and she's like trying to hold herself together. And then like he's like, "Hey guys, like everything's good."
What?
And he's just like, "I figured I'd read you this book." And he's like, "Oh, by the way, there's nothing wrong with me. Like, it's fine. We just went through a training session with some, I'm guessing like with some paintballs or something like that. But they were like red dyed paintballs."
Why would they make it red paintball?
Because, I mean, anyways, so they had was red dyed paintballs.
Stressed.
And so like he didn't have time to go and like clean them because you're in the Marines, like you're in a combat zone, you know what I mean? So he didn't have time to wash up or anything. So he has like, it looks like dried blood all over him. And he's just like, "Yeah, so I'm going to read you the story called The Giving Tree."
So stupid. Oh my God.
And we still have that video and everything is great. But that's what I'm saying. The fact that we were able to get this CD in the mail was crazy to us. I know. Yeah.
So stupid.
There's really dumb moments in our life. Is this your first time hearing this story? I thought I told you.
No, because when you were telling the story, I was just like, no, he did not do this to your parents.
Oh, they were, it was so funny because my mom was angry. She's like, "Oh, don't scare me."
I'm going through like the emotions right now, Amy.
That was really funny. Like, we were genuinely worried. We thought something happened. We're like, "Oh my God."
I'm like sweating right now, even though I know he's 5. I'm like sweating.
Oh my gosh.
But funny thing about FaceTime, it's funny because now we can just do it whenever we want. We can do it out of the toilet. We can do it like where.
Oh God, I hope you're not bringing your phones into the toilet, y'all.
Oh, everyone does that, Amy. Everyone does that now. Can you imagine?
So
Anyway, you know what's funny now? Now people are like, girls. A lot of girls are just like, "Oh my God, my boyfriend better not be cheating on me. I'm gonna FaceTime him right now. Show me where you are. Show me where you are."
Yeah,
it's not like a magical moment anymore.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, actually, good point. You know, I told you that we just had to schedule a time to meet up and have these, like, because we had to match time zones, all that. As I'm saying, nowadays, it's like FaceTime.
Where are you, babe? What do you mean you have no signal? Yeah, you do have signal. Where are you, babe? Open your FaceTime. You're cheating on me. Goodbye. And then go back on Tinder, swipe.
I hope that was a fake scenario. I hope that didn't actually happen or you witnessed someone doing that.
No. I literally just pulled that out of my head.
Okay, good. I was like, that's so sad if someone actually does that. I'm sure
people do that. People do that.
I'm sure there are. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so, oh wait, no, you actually said your 3 and I said mine. Okay, so let's go on to our questions.
Yes.
Because we're getting towards the end of our video now.
Yes. So, Amy, what, in your opinion, is the most impressive advancement in technology? And I'll tell you mine after.
Okay. So I guess I might as well say my all-time secret, although it's not really a secret. Honestly, I don't even know why I was hiding it, to be honest.
You were really very Liam Neeson about it.
Yeah, I was very Liam Neeson
very
about
happy.
it.
That was very funny. I loved it.
Definitely after this video, I can go back to my Liam Neeson side of things. I am actually an international competitive shooter. I used to be. So I used to compete in World Cups in rifle shooting, and I used to compete for the Puerto Rican team for World Cups and stuff. And I also used to compete in Division I NCAA for college, like collegiately. And I've been shooting for a very, very long time. So anyways, that's besides the point. We can talk about that some other time.
Amy's an athlete.
Athlete, yeah. Even though shooters, I'm not too sure if we're really athletes, but...
You guys are, of course you are. You're working out every single day when you're
that was me. That was to stay on the Puerto Rican team, though. Puerto Rico, you have to have a certain physique to stay on. But anyways, another conversation. Anyways, so most technological advancement that I've seen personally was a device called the SCAT machine. And I'm not talking about... Apparently, when you look up SCAT, like CAT. That gives you like a porter potty thing. No, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, add a T.
Yeah, add a T. There's two
Be kind
Ts.
to yourself. Add a T.
Yeah, so
Avoid
it's
that.
SCATT, scat machine. It's this device where you can plug it to, here, I'm just gonna use this pen right now. Okay. So say this is your butt plate, your actions over here, and here's a trigger, whatnot, your butt, your cheek pieces here, your sights are here. Well, at the end of your rifle, you can attach this little device, and it has a one long cord, and at the end of this cord, at the end of the range, is a machine. So what happens is when you pull the trigger, and by the way, you're not actually shooting a bullet, you're dry firing. Dry firing is when there is no bullet in there, no nothing. You're just pulling the trigger. So when you're pulling the trigger, it'll actually hit the device will actually recognize it and see where your shot would have went. Yeah, we can just like edit this part out.
I'm gonna keep it in for the suspense.
Yeah, the suspense. This is a really bad circle, y'all, but whatever. I wanted to hurry up for you guys.
There's no grid or anything, it's just a point, right?
It's just a circle. It's supposed to mimic a target, like an actual rimfire target. When we were waiting in between getting loads of ammunition, or if we had to save ammunition for a match, we would use the scat machine. So we were still able to practice, even though, we weren't actually firing a shot. And it was absolutely amazing because you can actually see, even with follow through, where your shots could have gone, and it'll help you figure out if you're leaning more to the right, if you're moving more to the right, more to the left, or you're going up or down. It'll tell you all of these things, and it'll help you through practice. And it was actually a great device. And the fact that we were able to use this was crazy to us, because remember, old school, you just had to like lay down and prone or go and standing, kneeling, whatever position you're practicing that day. And you would have to just shoot at a target all day with ammunition and then go down, change your target, all of this. But with the scat machine, you didn't have to do any of that.
Does it compile the data for you?
Yes, it does. That was the other thing too. It helps you. And like so when you're sitting, when you're in position, how do I explain this? So you are at the firing line and the target's down here. You would have a little computer screen in front over here telling you where your shots are going. So you saw everything at live time, at live view, all that. And it was actually a very, very useful device. And there are several people, several countries that actually pay to use this scat machine just to help in training.
And when you're shooting at a target, it kind of like goes like this, and the hole in the paper would be this big, but in the machine it would just be like one point.
No, it would it would show you the dot. Like it would show you the actual bullet hole, like where it would go through. And then it would have these little lines, like you can program the machine to track your line of where you're going down or where your follow through is. And I'm sorry, this might sound confusing to you guys, because this is everything I know as a rifle shooter, and I can talk about rifle shooting another time as well, but because that's a whole different topic. But for those of you who do know shooting, you might know what I'm talking about when it comes to follow through. And actually, no, if you play golf, you'll know what follow through is. So, yeah. Anyways,
very, very cool. I love that.
So scat machine, look it up.
Yeah. So mine real quick, my favorite advancement in technology is a pretty recent one. It was Elon Musk's Neuralink, and I just thought that was so incredible. Like, that was such a bold
What's a Neuralink?
feat.
I don't know any of this.
So this is like that little circle. It's like a little circle. Let me just use this.
Yeah, go for it.
It's funny because I think it's actually this big. So basically it's like this, and then you put it here, and it's gonna link to your brain, and it can help you, like, for example, if you were paralyzed, it would help you move, and it could help you, like, if you're thinking about texting something, you can think about a text, and then you can, like, type something, but it links your thoughts to, like, the device, and it would make your body move, or it would make you type.
So is this a device for, like, disabled people? Is that what it is?
It's going to understand the brain.
Yeah.
It's going to interface with the brain, and it's going to engineer with the brain.
That's so crazy. What the
heck? And
I have to look into that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, one of the applications is connecting thought to action, like typing, creating words, and then using the visual cortex, connecting to the visual cortex, processing visual information from our eyes. Auditory cortex assists with the perception and interpretation of sound. What? So if you have any issue with your ears,
yeah,
it's gonna help you take that input from the outside and process it on the inside. With the Neuralink, it's gonna help the people that can't see well. They're gonna help them see again. You can the people that don't have much sensation, they'll help them touch. Basically, all of your senses it can help with because it links directly into your brain.
Oh my gosh, I have to look into that because that's a crazy concept.
But that's what they say they want to do.
By the way, I've noticed that throughout this entire video, I've been using words crazy, phenomenal, amazing. It's like the words that I continuously use. I'm like,
and half of the things are things that already happened. Like
I don't know how to describe these things without using the same words.
Yeah. And that's why I don't blame people for saying, oh yeah, this is definitely from the aliens. Because at this point, it's like, wow, this is too much advancement, right? In such a short period of time. But I want to think that it's us. I want to think that it's because people, they build upon generations and generations of knowledge, and it grows exponentially because we have so much talent and knowledge, and everyone is learning.
You just reminded me of something just now. I'm going to share a short story with you guys. Because this also has to do with technology, and this is not my story. It just dawned on me. Because I was just mentioning my dad earlier before. Aww. So this is my dad's story, not mine. So my dad is a mechanical engineer, and back in the 90s, they actually used to compete with they worked with other countries, like other businesses or other companies in other countries. They wanted to see how good their lasers were for their machinery. So this German company had sent over a piece of hair that they had laser drilled a hole into it, like a piece of hair, and they drilled a hole into it.
What?
Yeah. And actually no, now that I think of it, I think this was probably like mid-2000s. But they were able to drill a hole into it. And so the company that like my dad worked for, apparently, not that he did himself, like someone else in the company, they had drilled, like they took that same piece of hair and drilled 4 holes around that one hole to show how good the machinery was. Like that's a technological advancement, which by the way, just one quick thing. Apparently the last time I spoke to my dad about this story, the German company actually does a much better job now. Like they actually are way more technologically advanced than their company is right now. So although like in the beginning, like this company, like Micro was better, but now it's like the other way around.
What do you think we'll get in terms of technology? What do you think we'll get in the next 10 years?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this one's pretty tricky for me. Because I was thinking about realistically what I would want, and very unrealistically what I would want. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something right now. If I can guess, one thing that I would want is to have my hair magically done. Or my clothes randomly changed. Like, I would just want to pick an outfit, boom. Obviously, that's not going to happen. That's really unrealistic because I don't see the technology advancing that much where something can just happen with my hair where I can just dye a different color. It's not going to happen. Or I want like really nice smooth hair, because my hair is naturally curly. Not this curly. I'm talking about like Spanish Afro curls. Like I got the Japanese straight last year, right? It's actually more than a year and a half now. The Japanese straight. I mean, man, I'm so sorry for all y'all straight haired people. I'm sorry. I feel so bad because it gets so boring at times. I love my curls. I miss them.
Yeah.
But anyways. That's what I would want.
I think the way that they can make it happen is to make the process more efficient so it takes less of your time.
Yeah.
So when you do your hair, it's not going to take all day. Maybe it'll take an hour.
Yeah, that would be such a gift. Yeah. Like something, some less amount of time, or even like dyeing your hair, or like some way to protect your hair when it comes to lifting the color. Yeah. But I feel like that's such a feminine thing to say. But it's not only that. Like, for example, I know it's unrealistic right now, or maybe it is realistic. I don't know, because gaming is crazy. But I would actually want an actual VR. I'm not talking about, putting on a headset or whatever and seeing it that way. No, I actually want to go out on the street and just like Pokemon Go this stuff. Like go out and actually like take a sword, like not, I'm saying everything's a game. So like take a sword and like actually go out. That would be so much fun to me. And that would be a great physical exercise for me. I would totally do that. Like actual VR. I would want that in the next
here's what
10
could
years.
happen. What about with the Neuralink? What if they did something like an augmented reality? You know how when you put your camera and you have like these AR
Oh, that's
stickers?
what I'm talking about, like augmented reality.
These AR
That's what it-
stickers, like
not VR, yeah.
Pokemon Go. What if the Neuralink helps, like assists with the AR, and then you can touch the Pokemon?
Yeah, like that would be so cool. Like if I could feel it, like just imagine. Like I know I'm not actually feeling it, but like that'd be so weird though. Like on the side of same thing. Like if you could imagine like someone just on the side of the street, like not even like holding anything, just like, that'd be so funny to me. I can imagine like you know how people have people take pictures and videos of influencers out in the wild. Oh yeah, influencers in the wild. Yeah,
In the wild.
Could you imagine that happening with all the people that are doing like AR, like augmented reality? That's what I'm saying. But that would be so funny. But still, like that's what that. Oh gosh, actually, take back the hair thing. Rather than hair, I would want that.
You want real Pokemon Go?
Yeah, I want real Pokemon Go. I want to touch the Pokemon. I want to actually throw the Pokeball and a Pokemon comes out. Yeah, not like on the phone and I have to hold it up to see the Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh man, that would be so awesome. That would be great. And I think it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but I don't know if we're gonna get in the next 10 years.
I don't know if we're gonna pool all of our resources to do this Pokemon Go thing, but it'll be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be really cool. I think for my advancement that I think we might get in the next 10 years, a lot of more efficient things, like what we already have, but significantly more efficient. Like going off of what you said about the hair, makeup, nails, fashion, everything is already kind of gearing towards becoming more streamlined and more efficient. Amazon Prime, they're going from drivers to drones. So it's more like direct, and then the shipping is quicker because then you can build 1 million drones, right?
Speaking of Amazon, I just saw today, like this morning, a video of an Amazon shopping cart where they will actually, like you put the product in and there's a screen on the shopping cart that actually says like what your product is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, and so like as you're shopping, it'll calculate like your price of your total price.
Yeah. So what I think we'll get is less about like new inventions, but more about what we already have, but just super innovative. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm definitely super excited for that Pokemon Go thing. And I want my hair to get done in an hour for sure. Like we'll get our hair done together and it's going to be wonderful. But then we're also going to have time to get brunch after. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, that is very, very true.
Because when we get our hair done together, we would have like dinner together afterwards.
Yes, we do. We try and go out to eat afterwards. And what is it? I think last year when I did my Japanese straight, it took me about 4 hours in total to do everything. It was horrible. So like I would want something that makes it easier. Yeah. I mean, then again, I complain about my microwave.
So 20 seconds?
Yeah,
what do you mean 20
seconds?
seconds?
That's so long.
It's supposed to be instant mac and cheese.
Yeah, but it's not
Where's
instant.
the instant in the...
And yet before microwaves, like obviously microwaves have been around before us, but I'm saying like prior to that, people are like, wow, like you can make a meal in 5 minutes. And now we're like
5 minutes?
Yeah, now we're like 5 minutes.
I don't have all day. My time is
to
expensive.
McDonald's and just like, that takes less than 5 minutes. Ordering my food and getting it takes less than 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding. There are times when I have ordered food and I drive up to the drive-through and they're like, "Oh, here
you go."
Yeah, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, bye.
I almost lost my tongue there.
Yeah. And me like going into the drive-through, getting my chicken nuggets, and I would like finish my entire meal before I'm out of the drive-through.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that's really fun. Oh.
Well, I literally can talk about technology all day. All day. Okay, anyways, we'll finish up on this. Let me just finish this. Well, not finish it, but...
All right, so thank you so much for listening to us today. Thank you for joining us for Tea and Talking. We will see you next time. Definitely comment below. I want everyone to comment below, what do you think we're going to get in the next 10 years? What do you hope that we're going to get? And what do you think realistically is going to happen? Flying cars? Neuralink?
See, I'm
Hair?
flying cars. I'm unsure about because I'm like, what if someone just dive bombs and like. Anyways, flying cars.
I'm barely okay with the current situation that we have right now.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like,
I'm like trying to be a better driver. Yeah. Yeah, but what do you guys think we're gonna get? And what do you want for us to get? All right, thank you so much.
Until next time, yeah. All right, bye now.